Last time on Wanderlust.
What if we made an orrery for them because they're like underground? And I feel like this has a chance of being more unique.
That's not a bad idea. And maybe with the mirrors that made up the actual like laser bits, we could give it some reflection.
I mean, I could try to throw something together, but I don't know if I'll be able to make anything like what they have. I can sure try, though.
So, everybody, Lance is in a bone cage, and some of his guys have already been taken away to be meat resource, so we should probably go help them.
You start seeing figures kind of flitting between statues, crawling up on top of them at times, bobbing nearer and nearer to you like dozens of these things. All of them, in some ways, aesthetically are beautiful, but haunting, wrong, and like stomach-twisting to look at, as things that have clearly considered themselves to be a canvas are skulking up to you and watching Fred work as he feverishly makes this statue. Oh my. You're doing quite well here. I bear you no ill will, and I can promise that so long as you don't cause damage to me or mine, I will have no reason to harm you. And almost looking like it's grown out of the stone floor, you see a cage that does in fact look like bones, if maybe they had been like eroded by water running over them in a perfect way to make a stone cage. And in that you see Lance and two of the other people that were with him they're all like laying there kind of weak and disheveled.
Alright, I guess we smash it, but how?
I feel like you learned already what happens if you damage our installations of art.
How do you plan on getting him out of here when you want to do more with him?
No. This is the installation. It is about decay. He is meant to decay. This statue that you see in front of you is terrifying. It depicts a massive, like, chitinous, stony worm spiraling out of the ground. This is our great lord, who did everything he could to keep us safe. I think you're gonna meet him whether you like it or not. All right, just as a brief recap so everyone remembers, and hopefully we're all on the same page, because, Mandy, if you want to leave this in just so our listeners understand why this might be a little bit jank. There's been a long break. We went on vacation, and other stuff happened, so we had a little bit of a dead time here, so we're picking it up. We have to finish off this arc. So, this arc started with you guys investigating the ruins near Smoky Banks to maybe try to learn a little bit more about what had happened to Smoky Banks. Found the Stone Frog people, hung out with them for a bit, ruined their lives. Found the creepy statue-making artists, hung out with them for a bit, ruined their lives. Where we're stopping is...
Hey, you missed the beginning of this. We hung out with Smoky Banks for a bit, teleported them to a different world.
Ruined their lives. And then where we're at now, the Frogland is caving into the creepy statue people land, and the weird goat centaur is talking to you guys. That's sort of where we ended. Does that all sound familiar? Yeah, I got a hand up. What's up?
Am I back with the group yet? Because I was off doing my own thing.
I'll say we can kind of pick up with you walking back up to the group.
Weird Goat Centaur is...
one of the like main artists that you've been talking to.
Okay, yeah.
I don't think I gave her a name, which is a mistake on my part, so oops. Sometimes I forget to name characters, and I have no defense.
I don't even know if you gendered them before now, to be honest.
I don't think I I did. I just was vaguely, because it was supposed to be like they're modified to a point of no longer. It doesn't matter.
I honestly thought the lack of name was like a purposeful thing that the society did, where they're like, my art speaks for me.
I like that enough that we're going to go with that being canonical. This is a collaborative game, after all. So, all that being said, comments, questions, concerns before we actually get into it for real.
I have lots of concerns, but they all need to be resolved by us playing the game.
Right? Same.
It's like, what are my concerns? All about how the next 2 hours go.
So I'll say at this point now, all of you have arrived back at this smashed fountain. As I said, that kind of odd-looking goat-legged centaur that has been kind of talking to you guys mostly had just made the comment that this was the most expensive or most precious work of art that existed to them, and it had just been smashed, which they tend to have problems with as a society. And that's where we had left off, is her being like, that was the most expensive thing I've ever owned. Or we have ever owned. Most precious thing, I should say. So, how do all of you respond to that?
Is it still caving in? It's like continuing to...
Kind of, yeah, like occasional rocks falling and smashing, like, not rapidly, like cataclysmically, but yeah, rocks are falling from the ceiling.
Well, if we don't want more things to be destroyed, I think we ought to be going.
How does you leaving stop this from happening?
Well, I don't think we can stop it from below.
Do you mean that you're going to go up and start trying to hold the rocks up that are falling from the ceiling?
I think we have a better chance of ascertaining what needs to be done from up there than down here. Down here, we can just be smashed.
I think that we could handle going up and finding out what's happening up there. I don't think you need to worry about that.
Who is going to protect your art down here? I think you would be best suited for that.
There are many of us down here, and we're not too concerned with defending ourselves from anyone but really the likes of you. After all, it's been a long time since anyone has managed to kill one of us. And those, like, multi-fingered hands start reaching towards you as you speak. I think it's maybe time that you were controlled and contained.
Juliet steps back from that.
Cool. Everyone make me some kind of danger sense roll.
Notice?
Notice can work, yeah.
Can I use perception?
Sure.
+3.
+3.
+2.
Alright, cool. So, as all of you look around, Estelle and Juliet, you have, like, that thing of, oh shoot, like, this creature is reaching towards me, that's not great. And as you step back, a rock kind of falls pretty close behind you, as you, like, look back and see the fountain in the center of this, menagerie of statues. The water starts rushing into it kind of faster than it was. It was apparently, the water was pouring down into a hole in the statue someplace. It's now doing that faster, as, like, the floor that you are standing on is weakening and rocks are hitting it. So that's on your back. Forward in front of you is this kind of beautiful in its own way, but creepy to see walk around creature reaching for you. And as you look around, you see statues stepping down off of platforms. You see figures walking towards you. Like, it suddenly looks like you're looking at an anthill. Estelle, you have the, immediate sense of, oh, I'm in a trap. Very much. There is stuff in front of me moving, not a lot behind me. This is very bad. Autumn and Fred, you're both like, well, we're gonna die. This is a bad situation all around. This is very bad.
How's Lance doing?
Oh, Lance is with you, right?
And Mitchell and Maul, I guess.
Yep.
Lance, his posse, and then we also have Maul and Mitchell.
I would say Lance, well, I guess, the people that were with Lance that aren't dead.
There's one wounded guy.
One wounded guy, and I think, did he have someone with him?
He had 2 people with him.
Yeah, I think they're like basically unarmed and like because they had their weapons taken, so they're just like basically all doing the same thing that Juliet was doing, which is backing up and realizing your back is kind of to a pit.
So back is to a pit, forward is like a field of statues that are now alive, or
Yeah.
I mean moving.
Yeah.
And the way that we came in is through that field of statues, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I want to kick a rock back into the pit, just like backing up, just like, you know, hit it with the back of my heel and listen for how far down it is.
Okay, roll me a check for that, because that has a fun answer.
Oh no.
What do you want for bump a rock?
Not bumping a rock, hearing the sound and making a connection based on that.
Do you have like an investigate?
I guess danger sense or inquisitive?
Inquisitive works more than danger sense. This is a non-hostile water hole, you know?
That's a 0.
I will give you the answer, and you can draw your own inferences from this. You throw it in, and you don't hear it make a sound, but you do see it sink.
Wait. Okay. So I see how far down it goes because I see it land and then I see it sink.
So you throw a rock into the water, and this water is like slurping into a hole, right? So the rock goes into the hole, and then you don't hear it impact. And I will give, with a 0, I will not interpret for you what that might be.
Yeah. Okay.
Lance doesn't have any of his stuff, right?
If he does, it's nothing that would be obvious, you know? Nothing that someone might obviously take off of him, assuming it's a weapon after he shot it at them.
Well, because he had explosives originally.
Yes, he did, yes.
Are we fighting or are we jumping?
I am leaning toward jumping.
We can't fight.
Cool.
Or climbing.
Yeah, I don't think there's any way we could take on that many people or creatures.
Can I hand Juliet a rope? Make a lasso out of this.
Oh, all right. Are you going to lasso something? She's like making a knot.
When she's done with that and makes a roll because she has dexterous hands.
Oh, I see.
Oh, I see what you're... Okay. I get what you're doing there. I was like, what is the action here? Oh, okay, I get it now. You didn't want to make this roll. I get it.
Wow. Zach, I'm really sorry. Do you want to make this roll instead?
No, you can use a skill point though or whatever. I don't know how many you have left.
A fate point? I have 1.
Hey, that is 1 more than me.
Does that give me a reroll?
You can use that as a reroll.
Okay, yeah, because that was...
What'd you roll?
I rolled 4 negatives.
Oh my god!
Ouch.
Oh man, that's really a shame because I know exactly what would have happened if you had done that.
+1.
Okay, yeah, you make a perfectly good lasso.
Cool. Can I hook it onto the statue so that we can use it as a thing to slide down?
Yeah, absolutely. That's a great idea.
Cool. Do I need to make a roll for that?
No, I'll say you don't need to make a roll for that, but you guys do have the aspect of like stabilizing lasso that you can use to try to rappel down this hole.
Cool.
Okay.
All right, everyone make me a whole bunch of climbing checks because this is a lot of people all jumping down this hole.
+4.
+5.
I'm actually going to make some rolls for this too. I get to play the game too.
Do you want to give me any negatives because I have Guffy?
Ooh.
I say yes, but she gets a fate point.
Good call. Good call.
The look Cody gave me.
No, that's really not me being annoyed at that as a suggestion. It's me trying to decide how I want to handle Guffy and if I want to roll for Guffy. So I will say this, you can take a negative and guarantee the result of Guffy, or I roll for Guffy and something might happen to Guffy.
No, I'm taking the negative.
Okay, then I will give you a fate point for that.
Okay, what's my negative? Just 1?
-2.
-2.
So it basically washes out the advantage that you had.
Okay.
Because you're having to like hold onto a 100-pound dog while rappelling down a rope. And I know Estelle does CrossFit, but that's crazy.
Yeah, so I'm just rolling straight.
You're
then.
just rolling straight.
Okay,
Yeah.
+3.
Oh, awesome.
Do we all get a bonus from the rope, or is it just 1 free invoke?
I'll give it to all of you for this specific thing.
Oh, cool. I got a 7.
I got a +6 then.
Oh, okay.
Autumn, like Indiana Jones, one-arming it down while fending them off with a spear.
Okay.
Is Maul impressed with me? Do I look real cool?
So, All right, I'm going to tell you guys what happens here. So all of you, like, leap for this rope and start sliding down. Like, this is... You have to understand, you're being attacked, right? Like, this was an aggressive move.
They're swarming, yeah.
Yeah, they're swarming. You quickly make a lasso, throw it over a statue. Basically, as soon as you do that, I'll say it's like, first, Autumn jumps, grabs the rope, starts sliding down. Juliet's just like, jumps, starts sliding down. Estelle grabs Guffy under one arm, she's sliding down. Fred, what'd you roll?
I grab his harness.
Oh, you grab his harness, sliding down. Fred, what'd you roll?
3.
3. Fred, just boom, right down, like Mission Impossible. Maul jumps, misses the rope, just falls into darkness.
Oh no!
No!
Maul, do I look? Boom!
Yeah, like, as you say, like, Maul, do I look? Wah! Maul's gone. Lance and his guys jump, hit the rope, it sways. You look up and see the, like, goat-faced creature looking down at all of you, swinging from this rope, and she holds up her hand and, like, clicks it, and big scissory fingers stick out, and she just cuts the rope, and all of you fall into the pit.
Oh no!
TPK. TPK.
I just want you guys to understand how well you had to roll to make a repelling lasso that would not just be like, we cut the repelling lasso. Like, why would we not, you know?
I was hoping we had a little bit more time, you know?
It's a big rope. It's a beefy rope.
This creature was like on top of you when you all like did this haphazard move, right? Rope cuts, you all have that horrible moment. You hear screams from above you as Lance's guys all fall. You feel yourself weightless for a moment as you fall, hit the water, and start like amusement park sliding your way down a cave in total darkness. This goes on for longer than is comfortable and long enough that you have time to think. What is going through all of your heads as you're rocketing down in water in total darkness?
Julia's thinking about geology and how many more and how many more civilizations could possibly be stacked on top of each other.
Is she grabbing rocks to give to Fred so he can lick them and tell her about the civilization that used to be there?
Yes.
Fred going down this tunnel, open mouth, just just living lifetimes as he licks.
It's just civilizations all the way down. There is no core to the wilds. It's just another civilization.
Basically, Vinny lives out the whole Dark Tower series as they go down this waterfall.
I think Estelle is focused on keeping Guffy's head above the water, and herself, and not letting Guffy drag her down or vice versa.
Yeah, Guffy's probably not a dog that does well getting soaked to the bone.
I would imagine not for long periods of time. Like, he could probably, like, ford or, like, river with us. In fact, I think he has. But, like, rushing water pulling at him, I imagine does not.
A very
do very well.
floofy dog.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about Autumn?
She's trying not to panic, not liking, dark enclosed spaces, and also with, the art monsters saying that they are going to go up to the surface and kill people.
So with all those thoughts rushing through your head, you feel yourself slowing as this kind of like looping course that you're finding yourselves on starts to level out a little bit, grow less steep, and you can like think to yourself like, oh, this might stop eventually, like, we might be okay for a minute. And who jumped first? Autumn, you just fully smash into Maul, who is standing in, like, a large pool of water and is knocked off her feet as all of you slide into a completely dark chamber.
How deep is the water here?
I'll say, like, if you stand up, it's maybe to your waist.
Okay. So, a lot, still.
Yeah, but it's like...
But it's manageable.
Flowing, but not, like, rushing down anymore.
Okay.
Do we still have, do we have our bags?
Yeah, you still have your bags, yeah.
Do we have our mushroom necklaces that Juliet made for us?
Yeah! That glow!
Oh my gosh, you do actually have glowing mushroom necklaces. I forgot about that.
Thank you, Zach.
Yeah. So I'll say actually, half the party is like lightly illuminated. And as you stand up and look around, it takes a while for your eyes to adjust to this amount of gloom because the statue city above you was actually very well lit. As your eyes do, it feels like as you look up at this passageway that still has water rushing down into this large pool where you can see the water is still flowing away, but slowly now as it's a much larger body of water, but you can see it just flowing out through this like vast underground pool that, like I said, comes up to about waist height. The ceiling is much lower than the previous 2 layers that you found yourself on. And really this pool goes on almost as far as you can see, right? Like it's massive. The water itself is not like murky or stagnant because it's been flowing. And around you, you can see the walls are that same sort of like organic carved texture that they were this entire time.
Is everybody here? Like Julia counts like the people with glowing necklaces and then is now checking for Lance, his 2 buddies, and Wounded Buddy. Particularly Wounded Buddy.
Ooh, yeah, Wounded Buddy is there and not doing good.
Is he?
Yeah, you guys technically were dragging him with you, so yup. he's around. He is stable technically.
All right, well, I think we follow the water. I'm going to have you float. Can you get on your back and float on your back?
The guy just kind of rolls onto his back and goes,
Okay, great. You're doing great. Autumn, can you help me?
Yeah, what do you need?
Okay, your job is going to be to help me support him while he floats. We're going to make the water do most of the work, and we're going to get him through this tunnel. Can you do that for me?
Yeah, is going deeper the right answer?
Well, we certainly can't go back up.
I guess that's right, but...
Yep, just focus on keeping him supported. You're a lot stronger than I am, so, I'm going to be counting on you.
She does that.
Can I get, a bonus for, calming Autumn down on that?
I like that moment. That was actually a really good moment. And I know Zach called me out on not giving out fate points enough, so I, want to give you a fate point, but it also feels bad to be like, you get a fate point and you get a fate point, but that was a good moment.
Can I maybe have an aspect of, Autumn is, feeling good now? I don't know.
I will say either you can have a fate point or Autumn can have an aspect with a free invoke of, calmed. I'll leave it up to you two what would make more sense.
Well, I have 0 fate points now, so I would like a fate point, I think.
I think that feels like a fate point worthy moment. I think Zach is fair to point out I could give out more fate points, and that was a good moment.
So I think we're going towards where the water is flowing, if that's, walkable.
Yeah, you certainly can be.
All in favor?
Yeah, let's do it.
Autumn is listening to directions.
So all of you start sloshing your way across this underground lake. Walking through very deep water is certainly a pain in the neck. It is not fun and is quite exerting. The water kind of pushing gently on you from the back helps. It's cold but not frigid to the point of losing feeling in your legs, but it is certainly not a pleasant thing to be this submerged for as long as you are as you start slogging in all of your clothes across the water. As you walk, Maul walks up next to you, Juliet, and goes, it did look cool. That's true. I think it would have looked cooler had I made it onto the rope.
You know, it's nice to have a win once in a while.
Yeah.
Now you know how I feel usually around you.
I don't feel like I've been necessarily abundantly competent in the times that you have really known me. Yeah, I think I mean that. I feel like I've been striking out semi-frequently.
I suppose your leg did get messed up on the Bug City, but I feel like you did a lot of successful rappelling before that.
Yeah, well, I think I successfully threatened all of your lives. So, sorry, all of you, group at large, that I did threaten your lives the first time that we really met more properly.
Well, you also go out and hunt, and I guess I don't see that, but I imagine you're looking cool.
I'd like to think so, but
Get a room.
we're in a room. This is a very large room.
I didn't say that in character. Autumn is not in the headspace to even be quippy.
How is Autumn like visibly shook?
I think so. Like, this is like a pretty narrow corridor in darkness.
It's not narrow. No, this is very vast and open.
Oh, it's vast and open again. I think she's...
It's just low. It's low.
Low
but
ceilings.
not-
Okay.
I know. I think that does the claustrophobia. Yeah, I think that hits. I think that checks the box of not being okay.
Yeah, that is fair.
Because of Juliet's thing. I think she's holding it together, but I do not think she is in a good place.
Makes sense.
Yep, just, keep going with his head. That looks great. How are you doing? Still...
I'm still here. Let's just keep moving and find a way out.
And how are you? She, looks at the guy that they're carrying. Still with us?
He's basically unconscious.
Oh, okay, great,
He's
okay.
not well. As you're all walking, Mitchell just goes like, look, now, I did not want to say, I know I'm paranoid, but this is, really awful, right? I feel a little bit vindicated. Just like a smidge vindicated, is what I'm saying.
Is that helping you? Feeling vindicated?
It is a bit.
All right.
Yeah, a little bit. I'll say it's a little bit helping me.
Well, you can take point then.
What part are you specifically feeling vindicated about?
Just where I thought everything was going to go badly, you know.
I mean, I think this is better than had we stayed on the surface.
I would agree. I think that I've spent a lot of time not looking at the fact that there's weird water caves under Smoky Banks long enough that I probably should have been looking at the weird water caves full of whatever we've found down here. So no, I think you're right about that.
Also, did the water caves exist down here before we came to the wilds?
That's a really interesting question. I would guess yes, because they came from, this is where the people that lived on the surface went to. So I think yes.
I just assumed that it was we got teleported to the wilds, then everyone moves down, you know? We didn't fully merge into being above these civilizations until
we teleported?
Yeah.
Well, that doesn't make sense, because the ruins are here, and the Toad people were from the ruins.
Well, I think that was some bleed back. As we started merging over. I think we merged top layers first, and then I went further down.
Oh. I'm not sure of a way to corroborate that.
I think the way to corroborate that is to get Smoky Banks back to Novathea, and then check.
I suppose.
And I know how accurate you like your scientific data to be, so you gotta get us back to Novathea now.
I mean, I would love to, but I don't think we're any closer to figuring that out.
I think right now I'd settle for us Smoky Banks not just being an art exhibit.
That would be good, yeah.
And for Lance's town to not wipe them off the map. I don't know if that's still the plan for you, Lance?
No, I wouldn't. No, my plan for Smoky Banks has nothing to do with wiping it off the map. I am more nuanced than that. Thank you.
I mean, at times.
Oh, Autumn. You think less of me than you should.
I'm just saying, you say you came down here to kill the monster or get an edge from it.
Correct.
You can't blame me for being you walked into Smoky Bank and said, there's absolutely no edge to be gained here.
No. No. Smoky Banks has many more people than my settlement, has more resources in some ways, and is better equipped to handle the nature of being out here than a lot of my settlement was when it fell off the world into whatever forest-themed purgatory this is. So no, certainly Smoky Banks is, to me, entirely something that can and will be useful.
Oh, cool, so we're still an edge.
Absolutely, yeah. You're just, need better management.
I agree, but I don't think you are that better management.
I don't need you to agree to that.
Autumn, is your radio working? I know we're under a lot of rock.
I was gonna wait till we're out of the swamp or the pond.
I can, it's not.
I take it your radios aren't working? Wait.
Correct, our radios are not working. At least not up to the surface.
Well, once we're out of the water, I can try, because I don't want to use electricity in a pond?
Are your radios not waterproof?
I don't know. Is my radio waterproof?
No, he's just being mean. No, but I tried. It's not working to the surface, so no.
So what is our plan when we do get back to the surface?
That is a lot of steps forward you were asking about. We have the giant Worm King to face first.
Do we? I thought it was going to show up back there, and then we kind of left, so... I don't know, I guess unless this is just the pathway to his house.
I love the idea of him living in a little cottage. Just like a whole coiling tail, but like his face is just in like a cute little Ghibli cottage, like cooking on a frying pan.
Cozy lo-fi worm beats to chill to.
Yeah, like, well, the rest of his enormous, endless body coils around all of it.
They said we were going to meet the Worm King whether we wanted to or not, and then pushed us down a hole.
I think technically we did jump down the hole.
Yes, I think they were quite happy to eviscerate us there, without us meeting the Worm King.
They didn't have to cut the rope.
I suppose.
That's a good point, actually. They could have pulled us up. I guess except Maul, who managed to escape again, because that's just what she does.
Maul has to respond to that, Cody.
I don't like talking to myself, so no.
Maul, what are your thoughts on escaping again?
Maul just shrugs her shoulders and go, look, even when I fail, I move forward, alright? I'm one of those fail-forward people.
You have been spending way too much time with Juliet. That sounds like something she would say.
I've been failing forward way before I met Juliet. It's just what makes me appealing to Juliet.
Julia, you're always talking about how scientific research is based on experiments that break hypotheses the whole time.
Yes.
Is that a nerdy way of saying failing forward?
I suppose. There's lots of failed things, but you learn things every time you run an experiment.
I do, like, in, like, my quality as a partner, feel bad that I didn't maybe make that connection myself sooner. When you had said things to me like that, I just kind of went over the head. I'm going to consider this another moment for me to fail forward and say, I now have more respect for what you do professionally. Failing forward.
Well, it's something that I admire about many people, but also you. Anyway, so assuming we fail forward into getting back to Smoky Banks, what is our plan?
So I think this whole time Estelle's kind of been taking up the rear with Guffey, because I think he's probably struggling a little bit if this is like lake territory. I want to use one of my fate points to touch base with Matthew.
Oh, okay.
Please.
Interesting.
So, what's going on?
Oh no. Cody, those are bad GM noises.
Been like a couple hours, I think, since I've touched base.
I think last time what I said was Matthew is in danger, right?
He's feeling afraid and urgent and anxious.
But
and it's
not
like,
in immediate danger, right?
I believe that's what she said. It's like a come back, and it's something new that's happening.
Yeah.
Not like a running anxiety.
Yeah. When you touch base this time, you like stumble as there's like an impulse in your head to take cover. Kind of seems like the wrong term, but there is like an immediate like fight or flight response you have of like, I'm in danger. But that passes quickly to like a marshaling of that, as that kind of initial feeling is controlled, and you feel like a sense of what would be the right way to put it? Determined order, as like okay, like I know something bad is happening, it's happening right now, and I have to keep going, right? Like I have to keep moving forward with something, accomplishing something, right? Like this is
He has a goal.
He has a goal and is in immediate danger that he is aware of and pressing through.
Okay, and I would assume because of that, he is not responding to the questionable feeling that I'm sending out. It's like he can't respond. I'm
yeah, like
feelings.
this would be like he's shutting out emotions and feelings and focusing.
Okay. So I would say Estelle comes out of that to Juliet's question about what we do when we get back. Quite frankly, I think we're going to have to be dealing with possibly just keeping Smoky Banks together when we come back. Something's happening up there. I can't get a read on it. Matthew's shutting me out, but we need to finish up whatever this is, because something's going on back up in town.
How could you possibly know that? We don't have radios down here. I already told you, we can't reach Smoky Banks. I've tried.
Yeah, and I went through some changes from the trials, and that's my change.
You can talk to Matthew from down here?
I can reach my son.
Okay, is he alright?
So far.
Okay, good.
What's your ability, Lance?
Oddly, thank you for your concern. I appreciate that. But, yeah, what Juliet said. How did you change?
Why would I tell any of you that piece of information?
I don't know.
Who are you talking to in Smoky Banks? Lance? Who are you talking to in Smoky Banks?
There's only so many people that have radios.
All right. And what have you been telling her?
Look, do we want to maybe finish this first and then we can deal with Smokey?
No, we're going to finish this right now, because if I need to kill you, I'm going to do it down here.
I don't know why you would do that. I would prefer...
Well, here's the thing. Do you remember what you said, Lance? You said either I get an edge or I kill the monster. And I'm looking at the monster, so he better give me an edge. No, Lance, you can sit here and hem and haw all you want. You have no weapons and I have a spear.
Kind of looks at you, looks at the spear, and goes, okay, look. First of all, the thing with the spear. Yeah, that is, as you say, an edge. But remember, you're talking to just a little bit of a monster, and I look helpless. It's different than being helpless. Second of all, the last thing I want is for anything bad to happen to, frankly, Matthew or Willow. They're both, I think, maybe the most competent people in Smoky Banks. Aside from your sister, who is the worst, but also helpful. Like I said, Smoky Banks needs a management change. You guys were gone, seemed like the time. So there's a management change.
I should have left you in the cage.
Yeah, you should have. There's a lot of things you should have done differently if you wanted to be the one that decided what happened to Smoky Banks very proactively. But that's okay. I don't mean it any harm. I'm just saying, your council couldn't be allowed to sit and...
How are you trying to communicate to Smoky Banks? You have no stuff. It was all taken from you.
I haven't talked to them in a while, yeah. Before I got captured, I tried. I wasn't able to communicate with them. And our radios have a longer range. I'm just saying, I think we're on the same side, alright? Look, Smoky Banks did not have good intentions for all of you.
And you never have good intentions. You have survival intentions.
That is true.
They're not the same.
That's sort of true.
If it would save your town, if you could teleport your town back to your home world, would you kill everyone in Smoky Banks this second?
He kind of looks pensive at that, honestly, and goes, no, but also I don't think that's how it works. So no. I understand the hypothetical you're trying to ask me. Would I kill any of you to save one of my friends? Almost definitely. Would you kill me to save one of your friends? Like right now, if something came up and threatened me and Estelle equally, who would you choose to save? Me or Estelle?
That's different than choosing to kill you.
Sure, you could murder me down here right now, and that might actually mean you get to have significantly more control in Smoky Banks moving forward, but I'll also try to kill you if you do that. Or we could work together. I'm just saying, you know? There isn't an option where we're neighbors that don't work together. We were gonna work together. Your council wanted to stick their head in the sand and pretend like they were still gonna have tourists coming over. That was not gonna work. They're fine, I think.
There's a difference between working with you and working for you, and I think people don't work with you, Lance, they work for you.
Have you ever worked with me before? You have no reason to say that.
I have every reason to say that. Carry your own guy. I throw the guy, I float the guy over to him and walk ahead.
Okay. Thanks for saving me in the cage, by the way. He just keeps floating the guy along.
She flicks you off. Anyway, can we go through the tunnel now? I think we've had enough scenes.
Anyone else got anything they want to say to anybody? All right. As you all keep moving through the tunnel, Fred, make me some kind of like, what? Do you have like a? This is be like some kind of mental skill of like remembering, noticing details, stuff like that.
Oh. I mean, the closest thing I can think of would be insight, but that's not really...
Insight works.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure, I'll take it. As a 2.
Okay, so isn't a ton, but as you walk closer, you do get like a strong sense of deja vu. Like, this feels familiar. There's things about this that sort of like feel like you've experienced them before, maybe. There is like a sense of... Deja vu is the right way to put it. It's nothing stronger than that as you go. But you do all notice a just visible kind of like at the edge of your vision, you see a shaft of light coming down and hitting a tree in the middle of this pool.
Okay, well, that seems significant.
I mean, do you think that could be our way out of here?
That, or we're gonna learn something more that we need to. Hopefully it'll get us out of here. Is it like on like an island?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Little, this is a very, as I'm describing it, I'm realizing this is 100% the encounter with Shadow Link in Ocarina of Time. So if any of you have played Ocarina of Time, imagine that little tree in the center where you fight Shadow Link. Anyways, deep cut for...
As I move towards it, do I see a Shadow Fred on the other side of the tree moving also towards it?
You don't, although it would be a good time to have that encounter, and also is one of my encounters in Ocarina of Time, and I'm now realizing that's where I'm aping this imagery off of, which I didn't know before I decided to put that in this part of the game. So, oops.
I call out to the Shadow Fred that's not out there and say, "Hey, Durf."
Oh, I just got it.
Fred backwards.
I just got it. So, as you all draw closer and closer to this tree, it is somewhat alive. It's wilting, but there are still leaves on it, and there's like a pile of dead leaves around it at its base. The light that's hitting it is what you could conclude, right, is that this is the same like beam of light that hit a statue, goes down through that fountain into the lower level below it, and then now from that statue that you were pushed down into like a swirling bit of water went down to here, right? So you ended up kind of on the edge of this lake after you went down that whole swirl of water, and is barely keeping this tree alive as it is slowly kind of withering away as leaves fall off of it. But there is still a little bit of water and a little bit of sunlight. And yeah, that's what you see at the moment.
Can I go to the light?
Yeah.
Don't go towards the light.
Can I try to see if the radio works in the light since there's a clear line up to the sunlight?
Ooh, that is a fascinating question. Okay, I like that, so I'm going to give you a little bit, but not a ton, and for reasons that you'll see, but I do like that point. So, you walk up there and click on your radio. What do you do?
Willow, are you there?
Yes, but how are you getting through?
We found a passage that leads to the surface, but we can't get out of it. But what's going on in Smoky Banks?
Well, what do you mean?
Well, I know you're working with Lance, and we know Matthew's in danger.
Matthew's fine. He's gonna be fine, and working with Lance is generous.
Yeah, we know. You're probably working for him.
No, I'm getting some help from Lance to... Look, I don't know the nice way to put this, but all of you were actively in danger, right? Like, from Smoky Banks, not from Lance. Which, I mean, probably from him a little bit, too.
A little bit? He cut off Mull's arm and leg before we knew her.
Yep, he did.
Did he tell you that?
And he also shot Juliet, and Juliet killed him. Yes, I know all of those things. I'm not suggesting that all of them were good, but Smoky Banks was absolutely ready to exile or kill you, so we had to do something, and he was the only person that could help, not really him.
And what did you do?
Removed the council?
What does that mean?
Means they're in holding?
But Mitchell's only got 3 pairs of handcuffs.
And 2 of them are down here.
Wait, hang on. Hey, what do you mean Matthew is going to be okay?
Okay, so there were sides, alright? The council was not without support, and someone had to spearhead the effort to remove that support and take the council into custody, and that was where Matthew came in because, frankly, the visibility of it is pretty bad if it is Lance's men that just come in and unilaterally overthrow our government and steal our town, which is not what we want to do. So, that's not
So you'd rather him sneak in and steal our town instead of have the optics be bad on it?
Yeah, instead of letting you get killed by Smoky Banks, yes, I did, in fact, force a re-election of our government. Let's put it that way.
If you have to put it that way, that means it didn't happen.
Well,
You didn't force a re-election. That's what I asked you to do, is force a re-election, not throw people in holding cells and become as bad as Lance.
I don't think I'm as bad as Lance. I haven't cut off any of the...
Yet?
Well,
Do you think he started out being a dick?
Honestly, kinda, yeah. Actually, Lance specifically, I do think he started out being a dick.
And then Lance says from behind you, I've been a dick the whole time, 100%.
See, now I know he hasn't been because he doesn't tell anything helpful ever. He is lying because that gives us an edge over him. If we knew that he was a good person and could appeal to it in some way.
Look, I feel like I've actually been really almost to a fault honest with all of you about who I am and what my motivations are. And no, the reason I survived is because I was one of the people able to survive.
First of all, I'm not talking to you.
Make you a good person.
Second of all, no one starts out a dick.
Okay, well, by the time I was, let's call it 15, I was not particularly pleasant to be around, okay? You decide why. Hey, Juliet, how does that line up with nature and nurture, by the way? I'm just curious.
I can still stab him, Juliet. I will not feel bad.
Don't stab him. No, don't stab Lance. That'll make the deal bad.
What deal?
Trade, mostly trade. They don't have any food, and they're not good at getting it.
Until they just take it from us.
Why would they? We're better at growing it than them.
Lance is a good petty despot.
I think I'm offended by that, but it's probably accurate, yeah.
I said you're good at it.
I am. I agree with you. I just feel like you're making a fight where there doesn't need to be. Just because I've done awful things in the past does not mean I'm now awful.
What does it mean? You said you've always been a dick. Why would I expect...
I don't know. Why didn't you kill the monster in the cage? How am I getting a worse deal than that thing?
What do you mean a worse deal? I didn't shoot you. Also, the monster in the cage was in a cage.
Fair, but you're threatening to. So, you know.
Because you're pissing me off. I'm not...
I didn't do anything. I've been down here the whole time. Frankly, it was your son, your girlfriend, and, you know, my second in command. But...
Who's your second? Wait.
I'm not... I have, like, a chain of command. If I die, the whole settlement doesn't go belly up. I'm not stupid.
Okay. Sorry. I didn't know if you converted more people in town and we had, like, 15 sleeper agents.
It's not a cult. I'm not making a cult. We're just helping.
When you say it like that...
Maul, it sounded like something happened to Matthew. Did something happen to him?
I think you mean Willow.
Willow, sorry, whatever.
No, Matthew's fine. He just had to... There was fighting. I'm sure there will be some casualties, but no, he's fine.
What?
Define casualties. Are people dying, Willow?
I don't know. It's kind of going on right now.
I turn off the radio. I just turn it off and put it in my backpack. Well, no good deed goes unpunished, I guess.
When you say that, you just hear a voice echo out through the entire chamber, like shaking the water. The tree quivers as like one leaf falls off of it, and you hear a voice go, "I have found that to be the case." Thanks for listening to this episode of Wanderlust. Music for this show is credited down below. You can also find us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. Links in the description. Now bear in mind, in the wilds, some wander to get lost, and some wander to find themselves.